Ba-dum-bum.
And welcome to the Quality Time podcast with Nick and Erin, but mostly just with Nick. I'm your host, Nick, and this is the other person on the podcast.
Guest.
Oh, Nick.
I'm the guest.
Erin, and guest. Wait, it should be Nick and guest.
Nope. I guess it's mine then.
That's what I think of that.
Oh.
Well, I get first bill on the podcast. It says Nick first, so I'm more important.
It's only because it flows good. Nick and Erin.
It does sound beautiful.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that card from?
We went to a wedding.
Oh,
yeah.
You see that segue? You see how we just slid right into the wedding talk? I don't know if we're going to talk about weddings today.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
We will.
Oh,
talk about marriage.
At some point?
Yeah. Marriage and weddings.
I guess we should start off slow and let everybody know that this is our official third episode.
Official.
And by that, we mean this is actually the fourth episode.
It is.
We did make an episode last week that we never uploaded.
He didn't approve of it.
Erin was very boring. And I was like, Erin, you're going to embarrass me if I put this up here. Mm-hmm. So I said, no, for your sake.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think we should upload this.
Opposite name day.
Erin and guest. Yeah, opposite.
Yeah.
No, so this is our episode 3 that you guys get to hear, even though it's our episode 4 that we recorded.
Yes.
But episode 3 was not up to par for me.
Nope.
I was not happy with my performance. Sometimes I'm a little tired, a little
typical
out of it,
Yeah.
and not interested in quality time. This week, I guess I'm down for some quality time.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
With my coffee.
With my Bud Light, sponsored by Bud Light. No, we're not. I don't think I can say that. We're not sponsored by anybody because we have 10 listeners and you're one of them right now.
Welcome. Thank you.
So please tell your friends, subscribe to this podcast, spread it across all the social networks. So that way one day we can get sponsored by a local brewery because I don't think Bud Light's ever going to sponsor us. I've been holding out for that big beer sponsorship since the day I started making content way back in 2012. But I never got it. You know why? Because I only ever really got like a couple thousand followers across all social media platforms.
That's pretty good.
Is it? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's more than you.
I have 1,000 followers.
I know, and you get way more
Thank you
likes
very much.
than me. What's up with that?
We'll never know.
Why do you get more likes than me?
Because I'm a hot chick.
I had some theories, and that was one of them. Pretty soon, they're taking likes away from Instagram.
I know.
What are you going to do then?
I like that.
I do too.
I think that'll be good.
What do you think the girls, influencers of Instagram are going to think of it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Instantly, they have no influence.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's just a hot girl. How many likes does she have? Could be 10, could be 100.
I think it'll give like ones who are trying to work their way up more of a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, someone will just like stumble upon them and be like, oh, this is a hot girl. Or like, ooh, I like her content, or like this and that. And then you won't base it upon like, oh, there's only 15 likes.
You think that stops people from following accounts if they see that they only have 15 likes?
I don't think so.
Because I don't think I've ever gone to an account and been like, oh, they only have 3 likes.
Yeah. But then again,
I'm not going to follow them.
I'm not really searching on Instagram, really. I don't really follow influencers. I don't follow anybody that really like...
Not like the just hot girl influencer, but you follow influencers.
Some yoga people, but there's only like maybe 3, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you probably follow other people that are like, famous people or celebrities are influencers too.
Yeah.
You don't?
I only follow swimsuit companies that I eventually want to buy swimsuits from.
Take note, swimsuit companies, if you want to sponsor us.
Yes.
If you want us to brand her body with your logo,
I will wear swimsuits on this podcast.
Send us, and by us I mean her, some swimsuits. Yes. I will enjoy them through looking at her in them.
That'd be awesome.
But we can put her on a bikini, in a bikini, and put her on this podcast. I think that's a good way to
totally
start your brand, is just attach yourself to this rising ship right here.
Yes.
It's not going to be the only thing that's rising.
Oh.
I was talking about dicks, if you guys didn't get it.
Ooh la la.
Look, it's not just me, okay? If you see her in a bikini, let's be honest.
Tents will be pitched.
Yes. We're going to raise all the boats up.
Flags will fly.
Oh, yeah, they will. Not half staff either. Full staff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I think we're out of flag puns for how.
I was like, how else can I go here?
Yeah. Point is, people are going to have boners. That's what we mean. Yeah, I think that'd be great if we got sponsored by bikini companies. Yeah, that'd be super great. That's why we got to start a podcast for you and your yoga thing, so you can meet these yoga influencers that you love so much, and then you could do yoga in your bikinis.
Hey, yoga girl.
Hey, yoga girl. I don't know who you are, but she's always talking about you.
Amazing.
I'm sure people out there do know who she is.
And I can't wait to read your second book. Your first.
I feel like her success though is fully due to her name. She got the name Yoga Girl. I mean, you can't get that good of a username these days on Instagram.
No, yeah. So I don't know when her book came out, but I'm pretty sure it was before Instagram, and her book is Yoga Girl.
Wow, okay.
So.
Well, it's easy to name a book anything you want, but to get that
and
username.
then once it came through, then I think she
Well, that's good. That's a good name.
Hooked onto it.
I mean, I know her content's good. I've seen you on her page, and she puts a lot of good stuff. She's an influencer for sure.
Definitely. And she just has like real talk too.
Until Instagram takes the likes away, and then she's probably just going to fuck it.
No.
Not even worth it. Where's my self-esteem come from? Yeah. If I can't look and see that I'm better than all you people, what's the point?
And she like is just so raw, and her body is so beautiful, but like every body has like imperfections too, and she's not afraid to show that. Like she just shows her true skin, and I absolutely adore that. And I think a lot of people flock to her because of that too. Yeah. Because of her real talk. She's very what is it called?
Vulnerable?
Yeah, that's a good word. Like translucent? No, not
transparent.
Transparent. There we go. Yeah.
If we're doing light words.
Yeah, and like through her like her writing and stuff, and like her life and stuff. I think that kind of goes with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure.
I mean, I've never like read her blogs or anything.
Yeah. She's just like talking about how hard it is to be a mom sometimes and how great it is. It isn't just like, oh my God,
it's so tough to be a super successful millionaire yoga influencer raising a kid. I totally understand what it's like for you poor people who don't have millions of followers and millions of dollars.
She's definitely not like that.
I mean, talking about how tough it is.
No, it's just having
it's probably the easiest for you than almost anybody.
Yes, but it's more talking about like raising a 3-year-old, like, because the temper tantrums and
everybody,
this and that, and like
raising kids is tough.
Yeah,
but it's tougher for people who don't have millions of followers.
Yeah, but going back to like the likes thing, she has so many followers in real life too, because she goes all around the world and does yoga classes and seminars and retreats and stuff like that, and so many people flock to her that likes are not going to change that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's for sure.
I know, but for you,
and one day when I meet her,
I mean, you're never going to get out of bed because you're not going to be able to show people how many likes you get.
Yep.
And I'm going to finally be able to tell you, I got more likes than you did. And you're not going to have any way to call my bullshit. It's like, hey, Erin, I got 500 likes on that picture. How come you didn't? I must be cooler than you.
Totally.
That's what it's going to be from now on.
I'll just cry in the corner.
She's just going to steal my phone and be like, he's full of shit.
Like, prove it. Show me.
Speaking of phones. You lost your phone today, Erin. And I saved the day.
I knew where it was.
Yeah. You know where it was?
At a restaurant.
Being browsed through by some random person who's looking at all your naked pictures of me, probably. You know why they're doing that? Because you don't have a passcode on your phone.
Guess what?
You have one?
I do now.
Oh, who made you do that?
I don't know. I just felt like
welcome to 2019. Learn how to be secure with your digital life.
No, it's because when my phone's across the way and I want to play Pandora and I can't just call out to Siri.
Don't listen, Siri.
Yeah.
Dude, Siri never works anyways. I hear you all the time. She's in there going, hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Look up this. And then it's like, I'm sorry. I can't find that. What would you like me to try? And you just go and type anyways.
Not
this
true.
This saves 2 steps.
She helps me out a lot.
She sucks.
And I really appreciate it.
She's terrible.
She's like my best friend.
Siri is useless. Siri is only good for setting alarms. That's it.
I know. That's what I do a lot too.
It's the only thing it's good
and
for.
And opening up Pandora for me.
But you still have to go and pick a station.
It's already set to my station.
Yeah, some crappy station that you've heard every song 40 times.
Revolution.
Way more than that.
And I love it.
Yeah. But
it's my morning vibes.
Still, you never really expand out in your song selections.
Not on Pandora.
That's the one thing that actually allows you to find new songs, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, Spotify does if you go and search, but Pandora is great because you can actually just put on a playlist and find songs that you never would have known about, and then you can put
new albums have come out and everything, so there are a lot of new songs that I haven't heard before. It's just once new music comes out in that genre.
There's a lot of songs I haven't heard before either, because you never play anything except for the same 5 songs over and over and over. And some of them are really good, but...
I mean... gotta learn all the lyrics. How do you do that? Repetition.
And yet you still never know the lyrics, because who knows lyrics unless you look them up and read them? You just get some fake lyric in your head and you sing it that way for 20 years until somebody's like, that's not what the song says. And you're like, what?
I know.
That happens all the time.
That one Celine Dion song from the Titanic, I swear she used to say like,
my heart will go on.
Yeah. Touch the hot dogs. Go on. I'm like, but of course
Touch
I knew.
The hot dogs.
Of course
go
I
on.
knew she didn't say that.
Maybe she does say that.
Sounds like it.
Maybe she does say that.
It sounds like she says hot dogs.
I would look it up right now, but you didn't pay your internet bill.
I did.
And now my internet's not working.
I did today.
I can't believe you would expect me to spend quality time without internet. I need to multitask and pretend like I'm listening to you.
I have a phone.
Yeah. Thanks to me there too. What would you do without? Your whole life would fall apart without me.
No, it wouldn't.
Probably not. It'd probably be a lot easier.
Perfectly fine.
God, you guys hear this? This is what she calls quality time. Like, if you weren't in my life, everything would be great. In fact, it would be better.
Not better.
Oh, different.
You make it better. Oh. Yeah. But I'd still be fine.
I know. I agree. I would too.
I'm pretty independent. So.
Erin, I love you, but I would be totally fine without you.
I agree.
Wow. I'm glad we figured this out.
I think it's more too like if we didn't meet, it'd be fine. I'd be okay.
Oh, but now that you met me, there's no going back.
Yeah.
Oh, tell me more about that.
I kind of like you.
I kind of like you too.
That's it.
I do.
Just leave it at that.
No, I know. I think it's good. So many people are like, I want somebody who can't live without me. And it's like, that is red flags. That's terrible. That's a terrible way to build a relationship.
Codependency.
Yeah. We were both like, I like you around, but I want to do my own thing.
I want you around.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Correct.
Around.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Except you need me around all the time because you're always coming in here and bugging me when I'm in my room trying to be by myself.
Sorry that I can't reach like the things on the top shelf or like open jars.
Hey, babe. Are you needy again? No, I just can't reach this.
I can't. One time I was just like putting like nails in or something. I need you to just fix something for me real quick. Like, can you hold this picture frame here so I can look back and see if it's even? Like,
that's okay. But then I know once I help her with one thing, it's like, oh, and before you go, how about this? And then this. Oh, can you mow the lawn? And can you redo the roof?
I don't ask that. I do the roof.
Well, you clean the gutters.
Yeah.
Look at that. You hear this? You hear this strong, independent woman right here? We talked about this on the last week's episode. That was really 2 weeks ago because last week's episode never got uploaded. We're not going to keep reminding you that there's this whole hidden episode that's never going to see the light of day for reasons that we will not. I don't know. I was mostly just bored and tired and not into it. And I found it quite boring.
Oh, it was awesome. I was on point.
I know.
Sorry that you sucked.
Well, you're on point right now, so it's a win-win.
Ish.
But when that time comes and you are boring as shit, I'm still uploading you because your job here is to look pretty. My job is to be entertaining. See, I have to have a personality because look, oh no, actually I'm pretty too. So
pretty ugly.
Get off my podcast, Erin. This is welcome to the Quality Time Podcast with Nick and Nick.
I'm Nick. Guest.
Yeah. Flip that sign around. Yeah. Well, we already had quality time today.
Yeah, it was a nice day.
We're having quality time like this podcast was all built on. Nick never hangs out with me because he's always in his room doing stuff, and we have to spend 1 hour a week to talk and have quality time. But we woke up today and we just got out of bed and went and had quality time all day long.
At Busch Gardens.
We went to breakfast and had a little breakfast date, and by breakfast I mean it was 1 p.m. noon or something, noon, 1 p.m. because that's breakfast time for us.
Yep.
And then we went to Busch Gardens and we rode a bunch of roller coasters. It was great. Yeah, that is what I call quality time.
I know. We hadn't been in a while.
I know.
So I was like, fuck it.
It was fun.
Let's go. And there were no lines.
Like always.
Yeah. Well, this one, it was much shorter.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
If you guys haven't been to Busch Gardens Tampa, not that we're getting sponsored by Busch Gardens Tampa, but hey, Busch Gardens Tampa,
Definitely.
Holler at us. I'm your biggest advocate. I tell everybody about your park. It's my favorite park ever since I was like able to ride roller coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go there before I could do that. Yeah.
Dude, it's great. It's a beautiful park. It's open all year round. It's pretty cheap. There's never any lines, especially if you go on the weekdays.
Weekdays.
Like you walk up to the rides, you just get right on.
Yeah.
You get off, you can just sit right back on and just keep going. You can ride them all day in a circle if you want to.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And today was a nice fall day too.
Yeah, it was only 80.
It was like 83.
83 degrees.
Yeah.
Everybody's freezing their ass off in the rest of the world. And we're just like, oh, it was a beautiful fall, chilly day.
Humidity was really low.
Mm-hmm. Even though we were still sweating. Because, I mean, you can only wish for so much in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And then we went out for dinner.
Yeah. And then she's
barbecue.
like, hey, can we go home and spend some quality time on the podcast? And I'm like, damn it, woman. I'm tired of talking to you. But then I was like, I guess I have to make up for last week because I mostly spent the episode going, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like talking so well.
Yeah.
Hitting all these points.
I know. And I was just not interested. That's why it's hard to schedule quality time. Mm-hmm. You know, it's got to flow out naturally.
Exactly. I think our quality time too comes in the morning.
I know.
When we have our talks.
I think that was one of the reasons was we woke up that morning and we were talking about things and relationships and us and just kind of reconnecting. I think we were talking about childhood stuff and like, and then it was like, okay, we'll talk about this tonight. And then by the nighttime, I didn't give a shit. I felt like we already talked about it all.
I know.
I was totally thinking about work and other things I was doing. And then you were just insulting me most of the time with probably valid insults that I can never let people know about. Making fun of me for asking you out and stuff. Like she's so upset that I asked her out. She never lets me live it down.
No, it's good now.
I know.
I'm over it. I'm stuck.
Oh yeah, there was that too, how we ended the podcast. You were like getting all into something that you said you were over, but clearly weren't. But we'll save that for episode 4, which is not this episode, even though it technically is episode 4. Save that for episode 5 to maybe never. Well, what do we talk about this week? There's been a lot that went on. It was a hectic week.
I don't know. Trying to like get this coffee to wake me up now. It's like now you're on point. I'm over here like nap time, long day.
I'm the host of the show. You know, it's better for me to be the animated one than the other way around.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's great when you're definitely energized and talking well, but you're not hosting the whole show like I am. You're not the one.
It seems like I'm the one who's always asking the questions. So technically, it seems like I'm hosting it. So I think my name should go first.
Well, I'm down to switch it around. All right, pressure's on you. You can edit these and upload them too, because that would actually save me a lot of time.
Yeah.
And stress.
I'll learn.
Yeah.
They'll teach go you. Up next
you could
year.
learn. I think you should learn how to edit and do some of the things I do.
I know more like
videos
and stuff.
Yeah, especially if you're going to expand out and start your yoga thing and get more heavy into social media.
My yoga YouTube.
I'll teach you how to tweet. Teach you how to TikTok. Yeah. You know, teach you all.
I think
all
just
cool
more YouTube I'm good with.
Okay.
I don't need to tweet.
I'll teach you how to edit.
Yeah.
Because for step 1, you need a better computer.
What, my Toshiba isn't good?
My 2011 Toshiba, my Pentium 2 processor. These are jokes that she wouldn't even get. So
no,
I can't even waste them. I can't even waste them on you.
I love my Toshiba.
Yeah?
Toshiba.
I don't.
Touchscreen, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So much easier.
That's why you don't know how to use a trackpad.
No, I don't.
These things are beautiful machines that work perfectly. And you're like, you don't know how to click. It's so infuriating.
I touch my phone. I touch my computer. It's just so much easier.
No, you're just so used to your Toshiba where you have to be like, click, click. Is this clicking that you think you got to do that on here? And it's like, just tap.
I don't even use my keypad. I click everything with my finger.
Oh, well, that does change it. When we went to the movies and they're like, hey, fill it. Here's your tickets. Sign here or tap here or whatever it was. And we're like touching the screen. Like, why isn't this working? There's literally a sign right above it that's like, not a touch screen. Do not touch the screen. And I'm sitting here like, boop, boop, boop. You're like, Nick, there's a sign right there. Dude, it's 2019. Get a touchscreen.
I agree, Mac.
I agree too. I'm surprised Mac has not come out with a iPad OS that flips up and it's in computer mode, or it's a tablet. Like, what? Get on that, Apple. You guys filed the patent years ago. Not that I know, because I don't follow patent filings from Apple. Actually, I do. This is not the Tech Talk podcast, because it's going to put Erin to sleep more than she already is. So this is going to cancel out all the coffee if I start talking about Apple patents.
Yeah.
But I do.
But that is interesting that they have that patent and they haven't used it.
I know.
That's dumb.
Yeah, they do that a lot. They get everybody's hopes up with some new technology, and then they're like, nah, I don't think so.
We'll just make it a little smaller.
We're just going to make the same computer, and we're going to take away all your USB ports and give you these new ports that don't work with any of your shit, so you have to buy all these dongles, which she thinks is like a sex toy. Probably. She never knew what a dongle was. It is a funny word. Anyways, let's not get started. Let's not get started on this, on the Tech Talk, because I really will keep going.
Say that for your podcast.
I do want to start my own tech podcast, or you know, where I can just talk about all the stuff I care about. I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm starting. Okay, it's just you're always home
when I go out of town this weekend.
Yeah, she's finally leaving me alone, so I can talk by myself in my room like a loser. It's hard to just talk by yourself when other people are in the house, like listening, like right outside the room.
I'm totally just around the corner, like laughing at you and listening.
No, it's not about that. It really isn't. It's not even like a insecure or self-conscious thing. It's just a matter of it distracts me.
Yeah.
You know? It's like I'm thinking about something, and then I hear you moving around. I'm like, oh shit, Erin's here. And then it's like my thought process is more.
No, I get it. Yeah.
It's just different.
That's why when I was like learning how to teach and stuff like that too, it was like you were here and I was like, God, I can't like say my teachings out loud because like I'm going to fuck it up. I'm going to do this and that. And then I feel like you're just listening and judging me or
and
some
you know
shit.
for a fact I'm not giving a shit what you're doing.
I know.
I'm in here doing my own thing. I probably got headphones in, but it changes things. Because when you're not here and I literally am by myself, I'll pace around talking to myself. I kind of am talking out loud. I never do that when you're here, or anybody, like when I've lived with roommates and stuff.
Yeah.
It really is all up in my head then. And you're not, it's hard to like vocalize things. But when you're by yourself, it's just much easier. It's something I want to get over because I don't want that to be like an excuse, but it's true. So this week, when you leave town, I'll be able to walk around here naked talking to myself for days on end. It's going to be great. Subscribe to my premium Snapchat. Once we get that private yard, I can walk around like the gorillas today at Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Just hairy back and giant balls hanging down. Yeah.
Eating
lettuce. That's my dream. That's my dream.
Yeah. Sometime I want to like garden naked. I like seeing that thing, and like
I'm sure all the neighbors would like to see that.
I don't want my neighbors to see, but
hold that naked thought. I always have to cut you off at the most sexual and interesting points, but I gotta. You guys get it right by now. I have to change this clip because this fucking camera sucks. Save that for the Tech Talk too. I'll be right back. And I'm back, and Erin is stretching. So if you're subscribed to us on YouTube, please take a look at that body right now, because she's wearing a really nice fitting shirt with nothing on underneath. But you're gonna have to see for yourselves on that one. Bathing suit companies.
Hey.
See what I mean? So you were talking about naked gardening.
Gardening, yeah.
I support this idea. That would be a channel to start.
Naked gardening.
We can do it on Patreon and make people pay to see. They allow nudity.
Maybe.
Hey, I'm building a content company here. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do.
I'd rather be in a swimsuit though. I guess I get a really good tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So swimsuit companies again.
Okay. So we could get sponsored by swimsuit companies and gardening companies for that channel.
Yeah.
You get all kinds of exotic plants sent to you as long as you
want a vegetable garden.
Yeah. That way she can keep that body going in those swimsuits.
And not spend so much money. Just go into my garden and...
What do you mean? You have to like eat vegetables to be healthy and look good? That seems like a lot of work.
You know. Eat some lettuce and then eat some chips.
And then entire pizza. But it's gluten-free, so doesn't count.
I mean, it's because I have a gluten intolerance. Yeah. That's why.
We want to talk about that? You want to get into your gluten intolerance?
Sure.
I don't know how much there is to say about that.
My stomach just hurts.
Yeah. She's one of these people who thinks she's actually gluten intolerant.
I am.
I don't believe it.
I get super constipated and like my stomach hurts really bad. We went
from naked gardening to your bowel movement problems.
Gluten is the worst.
Maybe we won't upload this episode either.
I mean, it's the truth.
No, but
it is what it is.
I don't think all the pizza you eat, whether it's gluten-free or not, is super healthy. But you do rock it.
I love pizza.
I do too. I mean, who am I to judge? I clearly eat a lot of pizza too.
Yeah. Pizza's delicious.
It's one of the joys of life, besides roller coasters and naked gardening.
Yeah.
And probably something else we talked about on here, but I can only do references to our earlier conversations so much before I forget what I'm referencing. Yeah.
I forgot that I was in this chair. I was like spinning around and I was like, oh, wow.
That's a new thing. Check out our new studio. I finally got a chair for myself, an official chair, which allows her to have my old chair, which was really bad for my back. And she had some little tiny chair so I could look down on her.
Little metal chair.
And, now it's official. She's got a real chair. We got this beautiful plant in here, which really brings the room together.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Gardening.
Yes, she has a jungle around this house, so I really do appreciate that.
I picked this from my yard. I dug it up.
I convinced her to put it in here just to see how it looked, because I knew once she saw it, she would have to let me keep it, and she did, reluctantly, let me keep it. And it really does make the vibe great in here.
Does.
I feel like it was very, something was off without it, and now it's just, it really, really brings the room together.
It is nice.
This is like the rug in Big Lebowski. You get my reference?
Yeah.
That's a no.
I've seen it before.
It's one of the best movies ever made. Put it on the list. I don't really
remember it. I'll add that.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a new plant. We got a new chair. I got a new color changing light bulb up here that even comes with a remote. It's really fancy, but you can't really tell. It's purple right now, so there's kind of a glow, but it really gives the room a nice ambiance. Not so much for this podcast, but some of the other content that I'm making, we're going to make use of it. Now all I got to do is finish this wall behind you, this corner. Even though it's very patriotic, I have some plans for what to do with that corner. And then this will be an official studio.
Yeah. I'm liking it.
It's like
coming
it too.
together.
It is feeling good. A lot of people came over this weekend. We had kind of a bonfire party. Thank you to everybody who came. I hope you had a great time. Yeah. A lot of people showed up. It was pretty good.
It was awesome.
A lot of people didn't show up, but that's 2019 for you too. A lot of flaky flakesters out there. But I expect that. So sorry if you couldn't make it. It was a fun party.
Next time. There'll be plenty more.
We had a lot of people in here, they were loving the studio. We had people playing on these microphones all night. We had channel going over here. Subscribe to my other channel at Two Cool Stools. This is just the shameless self-promotion podcast at this point. But no, people were really digging it in here. It was good vibes. I feel like it's much better vibes than the room was before.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I love this color too.
I know. You were questioning that at first, like the dark, not this color, but I mean just going dark, and then you did push me to kind of this color so it wasn't so black. But even still, it definitely, at first when I painted it, I was not totally sure if it was going to work, but now that we got everything, like the plant, the green really pops on it.
Oh yeah,
with the wood up there and then just the lights and stuff. I really like it. But no, people were really liking hanging out here. And then we had a bonfire outside, and I don't know, was there any crazy things that happened that night? I was mostly filming content, and I was pretty drunk. So
all I remember is the house was a disaster afterwards.
Yeah, that happens when we invite 30 people
Being
over.
a fucking like OCD cleaning freak, like gosh. And then I had a wedding the next day.
So, okay, we have this bonfire. We had tons of people over. We're drunk till 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah. Everybody's
coming inside and outside because, it's a bonfire. So they're tracking in dirt, and she's got white floors and white kitchen, so she's going fucking crazy. People are smoking in the house. We're going to talk to those people. Like, you can smoke weed in our house, but if you smoke cigarettes, you're never coming back in our house.
For sure, that's
if you smoke in the house. Like, what is this, 1972? Get out of here. It still smells. It still smells today.
I
like
know.
Gross. It's so gross.
I was so pissed.
Yeah, she was getting a little fired up about that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't come to your house and disrespect you.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are you doing that to me? Did I do something to you?
Because the world revolves around them and not you.
And he was like, oh,
well, let's not name names and
I'm not.
throw it out there, but I will talk to you face to face.
It's like, what the fuck?
But anyways, there was a lot of people. And so we woke up in the morning very hungover.
Oh, gosh.
The house is trashed.
Yeah. And I cleaned up a little bit the night before because I knew that I was going to be hungover and I did not want to deal with all of that.
She had made plans with all her friends. There was friends visiting and everything because you just had like a baby shower for a different friend.
That same
and
day.
she had set up brunch plans at like noon or something.
Yeah.
You wake up hungover. Your house is a wreck. There's no
sick.
fucking way you were going to go to brunch, which I knew that. Like, I know this all the time is like, Erin, stop scheduling things back to back to back. Understand that you will never do that. Learn your own self. Be self-aware. When you drink, you cannot make plans for the next morning.
Yeah.
Ever. Literally ever. You've never once gone through with them. And when you have, if you have, you hated it. You were miserable. So don't do that.
I know.
But we wake up. It's a total fucking wreck. You blow off brunch. Then you have bridal wedding the next day, so the bride is coming over here to crash because all her friends are coming at 5 o'clock to like do all their makeup and dress here. Yeah,
on Monday.
But the bride was coming to spend the night.
Sunday.
So she's hungover. She has to wake up and clean up the whole house.
Yeah.
Hungover while I'm sleeping.
So this was my second day cleaning.
Yeah. So now she's
second day in a row
for the second time.
Oh my God.
Then all these people come over at 5 a.m. and the house is a fucking wreck again by the time we leave the next morning.
So then I had to clean the next day or that same day.
So we come home and you're cleaning the house for a third time and she doesn't just like pick up, she has to disinfect everything because she cannot stand, which I appreciate because it makes my life a lot easier having a nice clean room when I never have to do it.
Yeah.
I cleaned this room. I did clean this up. I mopped the floors and everything, vacuumed.
Once a month.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Yeah. I'm like a weekly cleaner.
Yeah.
And after people come over, like I need to like just disinfect. I need to change out the towels in the bathroom because people were washing their hands and using the towels. And just for some reason that just like freaks me out. So
perfect place to throw a party, you know? But it was fun. It was a fun weekend. We got through all the madness.
I'm not like crazy though when people come over. I'm just like, mess. I'm just kind of like, okay, like chill. I'll just clean this up later.
You just know it's going to be a thing.
Yeah. And two, like with my friends who are there later, most of my friends know. So they're like cleaning up as well. Yeah. Like they'll help me. Yeah. I don't know who it was Saturday night, but at the end I was picking up cups and stuff and they were helping me too. Like my friends, my actual friends, they know.
It's not like it's like an unusual wreck like they were trashing the house. It's just when you have 30 people coming through from inside and outside,
and dirt
they're tracking things in.
Yeah.
It's not even intentional. It's just, it happens.
Yeah.
But that's the price we pay around here to make this excellent Two Cool Stools channel. Subscribe to my channel on Instagram, soon on other platforms when I get around to putting them up. I'm spread so thin, Erin. I really am trying to do all these things at once.
You're doing a great job, though.
I mean, I'm getting it out there.
Yeah.
I'm getting things up. And soon.
That's what you want to do. Just create content. That's what you're doing.
What else am I going to do with my days?
Putting it out there.
Wake up and bitch on Facebook about how the world's not fair. I'm not successful yet, even though I haven't even tried to be successful. This is how people sound when they write on Facebook. No, for me, it's like, dude, I'm covered. I got bills paid. I got a nice life. I got a girlfriend. All I have to do is spend my time doing things I want to do. It's not even about like, I need to just do this for money, but I would do this if I had money, you know? If I was rich, what would I do with my days? I want to express myself. I like to make content. I like to create. Now I'm doing it. Yeah. So yeah, it is great.
It's awesome.
But still, I'm spreading myself too thin. But we'll save all that talk for the Nick Foster Tech Talk podcast. That will not be called Tech Talk, but something more fitting. So I'll save it for that.
To be announced, yeah.
Yeah, I think people can figure it out. I've been changing my screen names across platforms, but that is the price we pay because to get all these drunk people over into the house to make content, you got to bring drunk people over.
For sure.
And it's hard to like do it every night and just invite one person here, one person there. The best thing is just throw a bonfire, invite 30, 40 people over, get them all on camera.
Yeah.
have fun, reconnect with our friends, and send them home and bitch about them later. That's how we do it. But we love you all. We're glad you came to the party.
Yeah.
And anybody else watching who wants to come party with us or be on our channel or podcasts in the future, hit us up in the DMs, you know? Slide right into my DMs. Don't slide into hers or I'll come and find you and beat you up.
Totally.
That's me. I'm a very possessive boyfriend.
You are.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
That was one of the things.
Can't have any friends.
Yeah.
Can never do anything.
Not allowed to wear revealing clothes out in public. Not allowed to talk to boys. Not allowed to, I got to go through your phone every day just to make sure. That's me.
Totally.
You make it sound like I don't do those things.
You do not.
No. That is fitting because there was a couple at the wedding. I don't know if we should talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess we're not putting their names out. We don't really know them personally, but apparently he was sitting next to me at the table at the reception.
Yeah.
He seemed cool. And he was like, hey, what's up? My name's whatever. And, made a little friends. And, I was a little out of it that day too. So I wasn't like overly friendly the way I usually am. I'm like resting bitch face Nick at that point. Happens sometimes, that was our podcast episode last week. But he seemed cool, you never can tell. Too. But then you told me the story behind the scenes that like he was with his girlfriend, I guess, and they're kind of new.
Yeah. Oh no, they're 2 years on and off.
I think that's kind of new, but yeah, I guess that's definitely the point in time where you
they should be getting married supposedly. Yeah. So.
Well, what's our excuse then? Oh, that's right. We have a healthy, happy relationship. Well, why mess it up?
Yeah.
But apparently he's very controlling of her and jealous.
And I guess someone made a comment to her, his girlfriend, saying like how pretty she was. And he like got just super jealous and insecure and like mad at her or something.
Do you know if it was a guy or a girl?
It was a guy.
And so the guy said to her,
girlfriend,
wow, you look really pretty at a wedding.
Yeah.
She's dressed up. And he got super pissed at her.
And I think then he wanted to leave.
At her. Did he say anything to the guy?
I don't think so.
What a typical bitch move.
Yeah.
Like you're going to take it out on your girlfriend just because she had the audacity to look pretty.
I know.
I'm so sorry I look pretty. I'm going to be ugly for you from now on. I'm so sorry.
Just wear a bag over my head.
Dude, that's so weird. But that is a thing. Like guys get very like pissed off when their girl is like hot
too. Yeah.
And isn't that why you're with her, to be hot?
But it's just for me. It's not for anybody else.
That's the Muslim way right there.
Yeah.
We're taking it that direction. But I heard that theory once about burqas, not the burqa, the burqa, not the hijab, but the burqa, like the full cover. And it's like, why do they wear that? And you're always thinking it's everybody has these theories about like why they do that. It's a way to control women, and everybody's got their own theories from the Western culture. But somebody had said, I listened to them on an interview or maybe a podcast or something, and explained it. He was a Muslim, and he was like, if I gave you candy right now, like a Snickers bar, and you dropped it, and it was out of a wrapper, and you dropped it on the ground, would you pick it up and eat it?
Yeah.
Out of the wrapper.
Out of the wrapper.
Right?
Oh.
That's how they think of women in the burqas. It's like, it's a wrapper to keep them clean and pure for you.
Oh my gosh.
So they don't get contaminated by other men looking at them.
Dang.
That's how I heard it explained. I don't know if that's symbolic of the entire Muslim culture, which obviously most of these things aren't. But that still says a lot there's probably truth to that of like cleanliness and possessiveness and like covering yourself up to keep it from me.
I can look at you,
That's so fucked up. Dude, I want to fucking get your tits out and take you on the town. I most of the time tell you like, don't even wear a bra. Don't even wear that shirt. Can I take you out like this? I would fucking be so proud to just hold your hand and be like, check out my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I love when dudes check you out. It's like, yeah, that's mine. I mean, could be yours too, but I'm not possessive, but it's mine.
Get this.
So dope. I like it. But you do, I mean, I get it. You have to be pretty secure and confident to be able to handle that. Because there's times when I'm not feeling super good about myself. It happens. Believe it or not, it happens. And, that definitely, I can see how from a guy who's always feeling down on himself or always feeling like this is the best thing I'm ever going to get. And like, I must never lose this, how you could get that way.
Yeah.
But it's just such a,
I feel like it too, if you like trust the person that you're with, then it's like you should
trust is one of those things that when you're feeling bad about yourself and you're not secure in yourself, even your sense of trust is gone. Trust comes from confidence in yourself. And It's not just like, oh, she's never done anything before, she won't do it now. Why? I have no reason not to trust her. You're feeling down on yourself. You're feeling like, why is she even with me? She probably wants anybody else.
True.
You know. I have those feelings sometimes. It's just I have a good self-talk, I guess, of like how to be like, that's stupid, get that out of your head. And I just don't think about those types of things, and it doesn't really affect me, but I can see that. But then when I see that from like other guys, it's just like, it's such a window into them, you know. It's not even about, it's just like, it really shows how insecure they are. And I didn't get that vibe at all from them. I was like, oh, they seem cool, and this guy seems cool. And then you told me what was going on, and I was like, yeesh.
I know.
Dude, you're lucky I didn't see that, because I would have definitely called you out.
Yeah. I don't know. There was this, I went on a cruise one time, and I met like this group of friends and one of the guys and stuff. And like, we were out, we would like all go to like the club at nights and stuff like that. And one of the nights we were out, and I was like talking to him, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, so I don't know if I was just really drunk and I imagined this, or I dreamt it, or if this actually happened, but I'm pretty sure while we were at the club and we were talking, and then I must have like looked away and like looked back, and he was like, who the fuck are you looking at? Like, don't look at anybody else. And I was just like, and I like started laughing.
This was a like, boyfriend or somebody just some
guy
that you just talked to?
Yeah. Well, we had all been hanging out on the cruise ship for like a couple days and stuff.
Oh, so he's already feeling like this girl's mine, and
I guess,
I'm going to put her in her place.
Oh my God. And I laughed, and I looked at his friend, and I was just like, is this for real? And then his friend was just like, this. And I was like, I made some sort of comment as just like calm yourself.
Yeah. Like, bro, that's not the way I roll.
Like, I'm not looking at anybody anyways. Like, what the fuck? And even if I was, like,
dude, I'd just go up and start staring at people, and I'd be like, what? You see this?
Yeah. Like, why are you looking at him? Who? What? I looked around.
So when did you marry him?
It was so crazy. Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to a woman's heart, guys, is just show her how much you love her by possessing her and never letting her leave you, and telling her what to do and what to wear, like, because you love her and you want her to respect herself for you.
So crazy.
Even though those same dudes love it, like that when they meet those girls originally, they meet them in a bar or a club, the girl's looking all slutty and hot, and they're like, fuck yeah, look at this girl, she's so hot, until they're dating them, and then it's like, don't wear that, how dare you.
Yeah, it's like, you're mine now,
that's fucked up.
Don't be that way. And it's like, you met me this way, and this is who I am.
I'm a slut. Deal with it. I agree. Yeah, I'm glad we don't have those issues.
I know. I couldn't.
Maybe one day.
I've like dealt with that.
Maybe if I don't get enough likes on my Instagram, once they take the likes away, my self-esteem will drop so low, I will just have to start telling you what you can and cannot do.
Well, there's the door.
Yeah, but that door doesn't open. There's too much stuff in the way.
There's one around the way.
Nah, I'll just stick around. I'll just stick around and let you wear whatever you want. How about that?
All right.
Cool.
I'm down with it.
All right. Me too.
I need some more coffee.
Okay. Well, we have to cut this clip anyways. So
perfect timing.
This is a good time for you to grab the coffee, and I'll reset the camera, and we'll be right back.
Okay.
And
break.
And we're back.
Yeah.
How's that coffee?
Not doing the job.
Coffee
never works.
Dude, you're gonna do this is like a repeat, just in reverse of last week, where it was like you're gonna be like feeling like you're starting off slow and you're not awake, and you're just gonna down a bunch of coffee, and then you're gonna be fucking firing on all cylinders right as we hit an hour.
I know.
That was me last week. I was like not feeling it.
Yeah.
But then about like 30, 40 minutes in, I was like, okay, finally my brain is working, and I'm kind of like present, and we're talking.
It's like a little hard to have these podcasts because it is. It's like, I feel like our morning talks are so great too, that it's like we have such good conversations throughout like the day or like yesterday or like all these things. And it's like, now it's okay, podcast time. It's like, yeah, shit. Like,
yeah. What do we talk about?
Yeah.
We already talked about
it all. And now we have to sit here. And it's like, you know, these people are going to watch it and they're just going to be like, oh, well, why is she so like not into this or like down or whatever? And then you're going to have your podcast with like other people, and y'all are going to have such good banter and be so into it, this and that. And they'll be like, why the fuck is he with her? Like, the fuck? That girl right there, they talk so well together.
Are you worried about that?
I am.
Really?
I really am, because I know that I'm not on it
all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
and I
you
feel
mean
like
on point?
Yeah. And I feel like I am more that way off the podcast. Like, I know mornings more because, like, I need to be, like, it's like a fresh start. And I kind of feel like I love, like, those, like, pillow talks, like, late night, like, just opening up, being so...
Allegedly, I don't do this, guys, girls. No, I say fuck
late
you.
Night, early
I'll
morning
feel
talks.
Things.
Yeah,
I don't
love
get
those.
cute and relationshipy.
But then if it's like a scheduled
I know
thing, it's
well,
like,
there's
I
a couple
don't know.
things going on. Is like we're doing this on camera, on a microphone where we know people are going to listen. So there's a bit. You're not in the whole like content creation mode. Like you're getting there. You're into this. You're good at it. You don't even realize it.
Yeah.
But you haven't been doing it like I have been for years, where I'm like used to kind of turning onto a character and like getting into like host mode. So there's a bit of that. Then there's, we're hanging out all day, we're talking, but we're also just kind of in a zone. And then we have to like, sometimes we're not even talking. It's like, I'm not talking all day long. I'm just doing stuff on my computer. And then all of a sudden you have to jump into like, okay, now talk.
Yeah.
And that's tough. And even though I can jump into it, I do it
except for last week.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about is like with Two Cool Stools, it's kind of that way. I'll be like, okay, I'm inviting people over and put them on the stool and let's just start talking shit. And the final videos, I'm talking well because I'm editing those, so I know like, okay, I'm starting slow. I'll cut this out. But with a podcast, the way we're doing this, we're not planning to cut this, we're just going to record it and kind of put it up there. So starting slow is no longer getting edited out, so if it takes 30 minutes to kind of get going, well, that's half the podcast right there.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of that. And then because we've already talked about those things, we've talked about some of the things. And then the first couple podcasts that we're learning too, how to do these because, we're like, we already know what we're going to say because we already said it. But now it's like more like, hey, so let's talk about this topic. And now we're kind of rehashing to them, like what happened this weekend with the married or the wedding or with the party or whatever. And we're kind of now knowing like, okay, we're not telling this to each other. We're telling this to the audience, And once we get more used to like, we're talking to the audience versus each other, it's easier to kind of retell these stories without feeling like we're just going, yeah, we already talked about this. Anyways,
I was there.
Yeah. So what else do we talk about? So it's just a learning process.
I know. I'm definitely getting used to this.
Yeah. That's kind of what last week was for me. It was like a little learning process of like, oh shit, I thought I was like perfect at this all the time. And I was just not into it at all. And so even I have to be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't schedule these like it's always at Tuesday or this time, instead when we feel like talking or we feel like in a good mood, and our brain's working, that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
But our talk is fine. I know you're going to be worried about when I start these other podcasts, but you're always kind of worried about that. Like you always think you can't banter with me on these levels, but you do. It's just our style of talking to each other. And when you see it with other people, that's for like a small window of time. If I talked to them every single day and hung out with them, trust me, I would not want to talk to them. I'd probably be boring as fuck. We wouldn't have any type of chemistry or anything. It's easy to have chemistry for short periods of time. And you and I are hanging out all day, every day, and we still keep good conversation. It may not be what you perceive as like, oh, that crazy off the wall banter or whatever, but that I can't sustain that with people all the time. It's just for short windows. It's just unfortunate that that's what you see and kind of focus on as the point or like what you should aim for. And it's like, no, I prefer you because we can actually just chill. And like we have great conversations that aren't always I'm on like doing a character, you know, because I'm a character on these things. And even when I'm in a bar or when I'm talking to girls or whatever, I'm kind of just playing up my character of like cocky, asshole, funny, whatever, which which we call banter. But that's not who I really am most of the time. I just want to fucking be real and chill. And like I make a few jokes, but I'm not like on that point all the time.
Yeah.
So you just don't see those times because I'm not talking to people during those times. But if you did, I'd be boring. Like the wedding. I was not talking to, did you see me charming the room or doing? No, I was sitting by myself, feeling like
on your phone.
Feeling like a fucking wallflower, like a bump on a log. I wasn't talking to anybody. Yeah. But sometimes I'll work the whole room and I'll just fucking make everybody laugh and just charm the room. I got to feel that, you know? And most of the time I don't feel that. It's only when I'm like on point.
For sure.
And so, you know, we're starting these podcasts and I'm trying to like stay in that character mode. But I guess the point of the podcast, especially this one, is to kind of not be the character so much, but be real talk and just be us and kind of show like real me and real you, which I'm aiming for. But I got to let my guard down too, because I keep it up, you know, not my guard, but just my character.
Yeah.
You know, and that I think is where the other podcasts will come in. So when I do start the other podcast, yeah, people can watch and be like, oh, they have such good chemistry, but that's because I'm in character mode for 1 hour or whatever. And then it's like, okay, that took a lot of energy out of me. Now go.
Yeah, but nobody sees that go part, and nobody cares about this. They literally only see
the content,
what's in front of their eyes.
I know.
Which is this.
Well, that's the problem with social media and the internet in general is you're only seeing the highlight reels of our life. Like you see me on Instagram, my life looks great, and it is great. Like it's not fake. It's just I don't post when I'm bored. I don't post when I'm not doing anything cool. I don't write anything that's negative. I only write things when I'm feeling funny or feeling positive or feeling whatever. And that's when I am engaging on social media. But all the times when I'm not saying anything, I'm probably feeling pretty fucking chill and not like that at all, you know? But people, so it tricks you into thinking like, oh, this person's life, they're always traveling or they're always doing whatever. And it's not like we're lying about it. It's just, you don't pay attention when we don't post for a week. Yeah. And I do that. It's like, I'll let 3 weeks go by without, not lately, because I've been doing so much content, but, and I want to get on, I actually feel shitty when I don't post a lot because that's what I'm trying to build. But I go weeks when I just don't post because I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like I'm funny. I don't feel like anybody cares. I don't, and maybe you guys don't care, but as long as I feel like you, sometimes it's so weird because sometimes I'll post something and get like 10 likes and I'm like, woo, I'm fucking, that was a funny joke and people like it. And then I look at it the next day, I'm like, it only got 10 likes though. That's really not that many. And then sometimes I get like 50 likes, 100 likes, and I just feel like, nobody likes me. Nobody cares. It's just so how I feel. It doesn't matter about the likes or like what people do, but I just have to feel it to put it out there.
Yeah, I don't care about the likes at all. It's more if I have something good, like a nature picture or an actually like good picture of like me and like my friends or whatever that, you know, I like. Yeah. I'll put it out there.
Well, yeah, but I feel like I have a lot of good pictures.
A lot of my nature pictures don't get a lot of likes. I don't give a fuck because I love them.
You kill it when you put a picture of you, but you're always posting these like, look at this beautiful leaf or flower. And it's like, nobody wants to see that, Erin.
2 likes.
Nobody cares. It doesn't look the same on a picture. And it's not even a bad picture or anything.
No, yeah. I dig it.
It's almost like your face and body are what people are there to see on Instagram.
And it's more like I'm posting for myself, not for others.
I agree. And that I do like about you. You aren't one of these like vapid hoes who's just like, check out my ass.
Do it for the Insta.
Yeah, you barely ever even show your ass. And it's a spectacular ass, if I do say so myself.
Thank you.
And I do. You guys should check it out. Actually, don't look at her. Don't you fucking look at them, Erin. Look away. You look away. I'll beat your ass. When we went to the Halloween party, we went bar hopping in Ybor City. Where'd we end up? We ended up at Coyote Ugly. It was like a blacklight party, fucking packed out. We were walking down the street and the girl outside the door was like, you guys come in if you want free shots. And she just took us to the back of the bar and like bought us shots. And then I was not like fired up yet. That's an example of like, I was still like kind of waking up for the night. So I wasn't in like party mode. And so I just kind of was sitting back up along the side and all the dudes start swarming around you, start eyeballing you, start dancing on you. They're all making their moves. And then you're like, you're pulling away doing the, no, not interested, not interested.
Just turn around and be like, oh yeah.
Guys are so rapey. They're just like getting behind you, trying to like rub their fucking dicks on your ass. It's like, guys, that is not how you approach a woman. Oh Jesus Christ.
I know.
Fucking learn something.
It's so funny.
But they're not picking up your cues. Like you're not interested. So you finally have to resort to, my boyfriend's right there. And you like point at me and I'm like 6'4", 6'5", standing in the corner looking like resting bitch face. So I look like a fucking asshole who's about to rage. And they all look at me and they're like, you know, everybody's a smaller dude than me for the most part. And they're like not big dudes to begin with. And they just all were like, oh my God. And they come up to me. They're like, dude, I'm so sorry. That's so cool of you to like not have a problem. And I'm like, guys, it's cool, man. She's hot. I get it. Just have fun. Just, it's cool. I mean, I'm not, and they were just
also,
like,
no, I don't want to dance with you.
well, yeah, definitely that. They literally thought I was about to beat their ass.
No, I
and
know,
they were like so apologetic.
Though you were just kind of like posted up and not really like caring. You weren't like over there like
I was laughing when they looked at me. I was just like, hi. And they were like, oh my God. And they were so scared, like I was going to rage, because that's what dudes do, you know? They just fucking get crazy. And I'm like, man, I get how it is. Like, my girlfriend's hot. Dudes look at you everywhere we go. I notice it. You are oblivious.
Yeah, I don't really.
But I love it, because I love watching like the way people socialize, especially in a bar setting, in a nightlife setting. Like, that's my environment. I really like it. And it's just funny because they were just like, they just assumed I was going to beat their ass. I was like, guys, I'm not like that, okay? I'm a lover, not a fighter, but also don't look at my fucking girlfriend or I will kill you. That's kind of the subtext, how I looked at them. And they're like, okay, thanks, bro.
Yeah. No, me
I was like, you can hit on that girl over there. I'll introduce you. And that girl just says no and runs away. And then comes back and is like, what about you, though? Are you interested? Well, I have a girlfriend. Oh, well, is she interested? Maybe. We'll see. Save that for another podcast, too.
Yeah.
But it is funny. I forgot how we got on that subject, but it was about guys and being possessed. Oh, because I was making a joke about don't look at them. Yeah, that was kind of that same vibe that night. That ended up being a fun night.
It was.
Like. Yeah. You dance on the bar like a slut whose boyfriend would never let you do that if they were possessive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like Snapchatting it, like, check out my girlfriend. She's the star of the show.
Yeah, we met a new friend.
Yeah.
We found her.
Let's not put names out, but
we like found her on the side of the road. Actually, we're at just like a street corner.
Kind of. I like that we do that we just pick up friends everywhere we go, and they sense like we're harmless and we got good vibes, and like she just kind of stuck around with us all night.
So I
and
brought
just
her onto
followed.
The bar for her first time, and we danced up on the bar, and she had a lot of fun.
She was just and it's a Halloween party, so you never really know who anybody is or what they look like, because everybody's like wearing costumes and wigs, and she was looking like a cool 70s chick with like the afro, and you know, she kind of has that vibe anyways.
Yeah.
But you're never quite sure. But she hung around all night and she was cool. And then she came to our party. This I didn't even expect that, but she showed up.
Yeah, she was at the baby shower.
Yeah.
I met her with Emily and Brian.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I went to their,
okay. I showed up late that day. That's right. But yeah, we do that a lot, you know, where we just kind of like pick up these kind of loners, or not loners, but just somebody who's out and doesn't really have a tight group of friends to hang with, and they just kind of latch onto us. And if you're good vibes, man, we like it. We're down. We'll bring you into our crew and you know, have some fun. So yeah, you got her up on the bar and gave her first slutty experience. So bravo to you. Good influence right there.
And I think like we went back down because I think we went to a different bar afterwards, but then we came back and then she was like, are we getting up on the bar? So I like got her hooked. I was like, yeah,
she thinks like that's where we go everywhere.
I know.
Like, can I get on the bar now? I think she'll be on the channel soon.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have talked so much about this one girl, because it's like we do this all the time, but it is fitting for, I guess, this past week of like Halloween to this to the bonfire party, and just the whole dudes like who are trying to butt rape you guys on the dance floor. I don't even know what that move is. Like, why do fucking guys, girls like to dance. They'll dance with you if they know you, okay? Or if you're fucking hot as shit and like you look like me, then but I don't do that. I don't go to the dance floor and dance with girls. That's not my style.
Yeah.
But
I don't like dancing with guys.
If you do, you got to know the girl. You got to like vibe with her. You got to have some sexual chemistry. You cannot just go up to a girl who is way out of your league, by the way, way out of your league, and assume you can just go up and start thrusting her and she's going to be like, oh yeah. Like, you know you get rejected by every single girl who does that, and they don't register like, maybe this is a bad move. Maybe I should switch up my tactic here.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe try conversation. Maybe eye contact instead of sneaking up behind her when she doesn't even know. See you. And the other friend is always like having to like be like, no. You know, one's looking and can see, and she's like, no, you don't want to dance with that one.
Yeah.
And then the girl pulls away. Like, how does that not hurt the guy more than just being rejected if he talked to her? Like, she straight up now is telling you, I'm looking at you.
He's just hoping she's drunk enough that she'll just be like, oh, okay, yeah.
That's called a rapey.
I know.
Stop being rapey, guys.
It is too much.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of used to do that when I was like really young, like, 18, 19, 20, going to the bars like for the first time or club, 18 and up clubs or whatever. And you just see, back in the day, that's all people did. We'd go, there was like a big club up in Atlanta when I lived up there called Wild Bill's. It's like a big country bar where like hundreds of people come in there, and it's 18 and up. So it's a bunch of young high school kids. And that's like the fucking party on the Thursday night for like high school kids. And back in the day, like you'd go in there and everybody is on the dance floor, and it's just that. It's just guys going up and just trying to like,
which one will
let's start thrusting this girl. Okay, now this girl, until one just like accepts it or doesn't push back. I always felt slimy and dirty and stupid doing that, but I just didn't know how to talk to girls at that point. So I just like did what other people did. And then it just was such a bad feeling. I was like, this is fucking stupid. I am not doing this. And these days it's far less common. I mean, guys still do it, but I think it's more acceptable for girls to be like, no, I'm not interested. Whereas back then, girls were afraid to speak up too, because there wasn't like a culture of like saying no to guys, they kind of just felt like they had to, I guess. Yeah. But I look back and I'm like, God, we were so rapey back then too. So glad I broke that habit. Yeah. Yeah. Learn how to talk, just talk to them, get them to laugh a couple times and they'll actually like to hang out with you.
Yeah. But if they're like on the dance floor, it's hard to talk to people when there's a lot of music.
We have a term for that. I called it the sand trap. Don't go on the sand trap. You know why? Because it's impossible to talk and it's a fucking quicksand trap. You're just slowly sinking into rejection where like you can't move around. You can't talk to girls. You're just stuck there and you're just looking rapey. You look stupid to everybody watching you. And trust me, I'm watching and laughing as I'm actually talking to girls on the side, never dancing with them and having a blast. And you're over there like, raping, getting rejected, and then you turn around acting all like, oh, nobody saw that. Oh, we saw that, man. We saw that. And every girl who saw that is now written you off as like, nope, he's not on my level. You straight up blew yourself out from girls who you haven't even talked to yet because you just embarrassed yourself. So don't do that. Yeah. Learn how to talk.
I like to dance by myself to like that type of music. The only type of music I like to dance with someone is like Spanish music. When you're supposed to like, the guy's supposed to lead you and like do all these things or whatever.
Well, I like to dance when we're in a good vibe. And when I'm, I got to feel it too, because if I'm like in my own shit, it's like hard for me to let go and dance. It's like I have to kind of be drunk or just like feeling a good vibe or be on ecstasy or something like that, But when we hit it and we're in a really like romantic mood, I like dancing, but I still can't dance like you, where I just go out on the dance floor and dance just for fun. Like that's a mostly girl thing, first off, but it's definitely you more than anybody, because people probably see you out there. You'll be the only one on the dance floor and you will be having fun by yourself. And dudes are thinking like, oh, she wants a partner. Let me go out here. And it's like, no, I literally am just dancing.
I'm not just like beat bopping, like standing. I'm not
you're
like
feeling the
moving
music.
around and like,
and you're sexy when you do it.
Ferrying around and stuff.
That's why you are better up on the bar. Because there, at least you can dance, you can feel sexy, everybody's looking at you, but nobody can touch you. Yes. It's perfect.
But also, it's not very wide. And if I have few many drinks,
That's true.
And there's also people like going over, getting their drinks and stuff like that. So it's like, and there's drinks on the bar. So it's like, okay, don't hit those. There's a hand across here. Watch out where you're going.
I'm really surprised don't step too far that way. Even do that. Like, how many people must fall from that bar? It's wet. It's small. It's dark.
That'd be scary.
They're all wearing heels. They're all wasted. There's not even a handrail to hold on to at that one. I've seen some that do,
That's smart.
Yeah. I'm just surprised they haven't had any liability problems with that.
It is wide. Yeah. It's a wide countertop, but it's not.
When you're drunk, I know, it's a fucking countertop. Yeah. It's not safe, but it is sexy, and I definitely like watching.
It's fun.
Yeah. Guys, what you do is you go up onto the bar, you just run past security, and you start humping those girls, and that's how you get the ladies.
Just say you identify as a woman.
That's what they like.
And they'll let you up.
Yeah. I need to start a podcast just to give advice to dudes. Maybe that's what the podcast with the chicks will be. It's like, instead of just talking about me all the time, and since you're so worried about them having chemistry with me, we'll just talk about other dudes and how dumb they are and get these girls to like I'll get them to tell guys advice instead of me telling them.
You're just going to be like, they should be like me, right? And they're like, oh my God, Nick, yes.
I won't say that. They'll say that. They'll be like,
no, you're going to say, like me, right?
No.
And they'll be like, oh, okay.
No, I would never do that.
Because you don't do that at all on this podcast.
I would never do that. You mean like me? You mean like how I did that?
Yeah.
Oh, I would never do that.
You're talking about me?
Wait, me?
Me?
I wouldn't do that. No, you're talking about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
No, they'll just be like, guys, all you got to do is be tall and attractive and charming, and you'll be like, and be funny and know how to talk to girls, like, and have something cool going on in your life and not be so clingy and needy and give me some space. Don't be possessive. And I'm just like, yeah, these are really good qualities. Whoever could be like that. I wonder why. Yeah. I wonder why all these girls hang around.
Mm-hmm. Think any chance you get, you just like to boost up your ego.
This is your point to say, oh, like you, Nick. So I don't have to say it.
Oh, like you?
What? I wasn't, but yeah, I mean, if you think that, I mean, kind of.
Yep.
Erin, that might be the point to cut on because we're over an hour and this is about to cut. So do we end on that note or do we keep it going for 2 minutes?
I am good.
Okay. Well, I'm happy with exiting on that boost of my ego. Subscribe to our podcast. Mm-hmm. Tell your friends. Share these videos. Definitely. And we are going to be back next week. And we're going to get better and I won't skip weeks with excuses.
For sure.
Anymore.
And I'll take a nap beforehand.
Okay. I think you did great this episode.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I do not feel that. But
that was episode 3.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.